everyone. Thank you so much for joining our webinar today. My name is Mackenzie Darling, and I'm the Character Day producer at Let It Ripple Film Studio in San Francisco. We're very, very excited to be joined by Melissa Jones today from Committee for Children. They're one of our wonderful partners, and Melissa is going to be talking about how she's the community manager for the new Mind Yeti, which is a free resource that uses guided mindfulness resources designed to help kids calm down, focus themselves in preparation for learning, and better connect to themselves and others. So after I'm talking a little bit more about Character Day, Melissa will jump on in and tell you about this wonderful free resource and a little bit more about Committee for Children. So a little bit of background on Character Day for people that are new to this concept. We are an independent film studio in San Francisco, and 3 years ago we created a film called The Science of Character, which is an 8-minute film that goes behind the neuroscience of character development and growth mindset. And so we decided to do an experiment where we wanted to have a global film premiere where people from all over the world were joining in, watching this film, and then also offering free resources and discussion kits to start this conversation around who am I and who do I want to be in the world. Our internal goal was to have 250 groups participate, and to our astonishment, there was over 1,500 groups that participated in the first year. So we definitely, very quickly realized that people were thirsty for this kind of conversation. The next year, in 2015, we had close to 7,000 groups participate, and we added 2 more films to our list, which I'll be talking about here shortly. One was The Adaptable Mind, and the other was The Making of a Mensch. This year, I was brought on as Character Day producer, and we currently have over 31,000 groups, people from all over the world tapping in and joining this conversation. And groups can be, thousands of people in a huge auditorium, or it can be, just a family of 4 sitting in their living room and participating. This year we're getting everyone involved. So school districts, we have over 75 school districts in the country participating, and that means every single school on board within that district. We have corporations, we have congregations, and then individuals joining forces to join this global movement. So Character Day, what is it? So it's really a day to focus on who we are and who we want to be in the world. And why is this so important? So character used to really be the backbone in education, but then there was the separation between church and state. And so character education was really seen more as being moral or spiritual or religious. And so it was taken out of the classrooms. But now as you turn on the news today, you can see that it's never been more important to be focusing on what we bring to our values, to ourselves, and to the community. So what's been really, really refreshing is that calling upon all of these different school districts and corporations, I've seen even in the last year how there's been so many different social and emotional learning programs being brought in on a daily basis, which is terrific. And Character Day is a really great way to kick this school year off. So it's going to be on September 22nd this year. You can go to characterday.org. It takes 2 minutes to sign up. And once you're signed up, you'll be receiving emails from me that go over best practices. We also, as you're attending this, we also have weekly webinars with different partners to go over best practices and other social and emotional learning programs throughout the year. So when you sign up for Character Day, we give these discussion kits. And within these discussion kits, there's this poster called the Periodic Table of Character Strengths. And here you'll see there's the 6 different virtues, and under these virtues, there's 24 different character strengths that if you work on these, you can really master these virtues. And these are really, really popular. I mean, just to give you an idea, San Francisco Unified last year made tons and tons of copies of these and put them in all of the classrooms throughout the district. So it's a great way to just have a daily reminder of the character strengths that you already possess and then looking towards the ones that you would like to work on. So here's a picture of the discussion kits that I was mentioning before. I would highly suggest, if you're interested in ordering these discussion kits, to again go to characterday.org. They're free to the first 10,000 groups that sign up, and these discussion kits are available for the science of character and the making of a mensch. Again, they include the periodic table of the poster, and then they have 45 different cards with questions that surround the film, and then also larger questions that outline who are you and who do you want to be in the world. And all of these questions are based on age appropriateness. So kids from 4 years old to 100 years old can all jump in the conversation. I will mention that one quick thing too about the ordering of the kits is that they are free. However, you do need to pay for shipping and handling. And if you bulk them together, there's a discounted rate. So just keep that in mind. So this year, these are the 3 pictures of the films that we're going to be offering. I had already talked a little bit about the science of character. And then we have The Making of a Mensch, which is a 10-minute film, which is similar to the science of character, but it's through a Jewish lens and the teachings of Musar. And then we're also offering, which is one of my personal favorites, it's called The Adaptable Mind. It's an 11-minute film. And that goes over what makes us human in this 21st century world that we live in. I'm also very excited to announce that we're going to be curating other films from different filmmakers. One is Louis Schwartzberg, showing his series called Gratitude Revealed. Absolutely beautiful films. And then lastly, we're going to be bringing on Class Dojo, their animations on growth mindset. So please stay tuned. Class Dojo is a really great fit for animations and for the younger kiddos audience. Want to go to the next slide?
Yep, we're on.
All right. So on top of offering all of these films and discussion kits for free, we're going to be tying all of this together through a global discussion on a global Google Hangout. And so for 24 hours, we're going to be bringing on various social and emotional learning experts to be talking about different character strengths such as empathy, growth mindset, kindness, resilience. I'm very excited to announce that we have some pretty heavy hitters this year. Angela Duckworth, Martin Seligman, Saul Kahn from Khan Academy, Rabbi Jonathan Sachs, just to name a few. So a different speaker will be coming on every hour for a half an hour to be discussing and bringing this conversation together globally as we all unite into one fell swoop conversation around who are we and who do we want to be in the world. To also tie all of this together, we've created an educational resource hub. One of the major questions, especially speaking with school districts, is that Character Day is great, but what do we do for the rest of the school year? And so what we've decided is that we've created this educational resource hub, and then we're also creating this app, which will be live in September. And we've been working with so many wonderful partners, such as Committee for Children. We've also worked with Common Sense Media, Born This Way Foundation, Intel, just to name a few. And all of these partners have wonderful resources such as books, movies, apps, podcasts, what have you. And so we brought this all together in a place where you can go in and you can filter by age appropriateness, if you're an educator, parent, corporation, individual, what character strength are you looking to work on, and then again, what modality. So this is really a great way to have Character Day be kicked off on September 22nd, but then use these resources all year long. So how does this all work? What can your Character Day look like? First of all, it's really, really flexible. So we're just here to pretty much offer these resources for you. So we're going to be offering the films for free, the discussion kits that you can order. As I've mentioned before, you can also have these discussion kits online, and they're translated into various different languages if you need that. And we're going to have the global Google Hangout and the resources. But to give you a little better idea of what Character Day can look like, as I mentioned, it can be any size. It can take place anywhere. So you can be in a huge auditorium, you can be in various classrooms, you can be in your living room if you want. And it can be, any time of the day. So any time on September 22nd, you can tap into this conversation. Some of the suggested activities, obviously the film screenings, having breakout discussions using those discussion kits. A lot of places bring in speakers, or you can even have kids do their own speeches if you want. There can be assemblies, a lot of after-school programs get involved. A couple schools last year brought in professional actors to do plays, or the kids can do plays themselves, which is really fun. You can do art projects, community outreach service projects. Video submissions are really neat, and on the day of, we would love for you to do hashtag CD16 and you know, post those videos or testimonials and share your experience with the global community, and then again participating in those global discussions. I would also suggest that on characterday.org there's a wonderful resource for you where you can go and click if you're an educator, part of a corporation, a congregation, or an individual family, and those pages will give you many, many ideas on sample character days, you know, different ideas for add-ons for the day, and then different ways that you can market this to your community. So how can you pass this on? So this can be very, you know, helpful. This is not just for us to be having this type of conversation. This is for everyone. So we need your help. If you can go onto Twitter and use those hashtags to get the conversation going. We also have a Character Day toolkit with tons of posters and emails and flyers to help build this global movement. We definitely would be appreciative. And then lastly, this is my contact information. I am here as a resource for all of you, so please do feel free to reach out with any questions. And we hope that, you know, your Character Day runs smoothly and that you participate in years to come. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce Melissa Jones from Committee for Children, and she can take it from here.
Thanks so much, Mackenzie. I hope my audio is sounding clear. Great. Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for having me. My name is Melissa Jones, and on behalf of Committee for Children, just love to say how excited we are to be a part of Character Day this year. If you're not familiar with Committee for Children, we're a nonprofit organization based in Seattle, and we're dedicated to fostering the safety and well-being of children through social emotional learning and development. We've been around for about 30 years, and we're best known for our research-based in-school programs. Our programs, such as curricula, resources that counselors can use, they're reaching more than 10.6 million students all across the globe, 70 different countries we're working in, including 30% of all U.S. elementary schools are using one of our products. One of the products that we're best known for is called Second Step, and it's a curricula or social emotional learning curricula that is used from the early learning grades all the way up to 8th grade. But we have a number of other curricula and programs in place, including bullying prevention, and also different curricula that help teachers and caregivers protect young people from abuse and you know, other sorts of trauma. So we're really excited about the programs that we have in place and the work that we've been doing over the past 30 years, but we're also interested in learning about how we can continue to support and engage and reach young people today. In this digital environment that kids are growing up in. What are the tools and programs and resources that educators, adults, caregivers are going to need to continue to support youth who are born digital? In order to answer that question, we have spun up a new team here at Committee for Children called New Mission Ventures, and that's actually the team that I sit on. And the goal of that team is to come up with new innovative ways to reach young people and engage them around social emotional learning. And so today I wanted to talk to you about one of those tools. It's called Mind Yeti, and it's a tool for bringing mindfulness to kids and creating easy ways for adults to share mindfulness with the young people in their lives. We wanted to talk about Mind Yeti in the context of Character Day because we think it's a really great tool that's easy to use, is accessible to anyone, it's free, and could be a really great add-on to your Character Day programming or your work throughout the year to support social emotional learning. So you may or may not be familiar with the concept of mindfulness. Doesn't necessarily mean getting into a really uncomfortable yoga position. Mindfulness simply means that you're being aware and present with your feelings, your thoughts, and your sensations in this moment. You're connecting with what's going on around you and with awareness, not necessarily with judgment, not necessarily trying to control it, but just being aware of what's happening inside you. And this is a skill that is hugely helpful for adults. There's tons of research showing how this can help adults with all different aspects of their lives. But it's also a really interesting concept to bring to young people who are often surrounded by lots of crazy stuff going on around them, but then also things going on inside their own heads and inside their own bodies that can cause confusion or fear, or some of those reactions that may result in a young person acting out or a young person making poor decisions. So when we bring mindfulness to young people, we're teaching them to be in the moment with those thoughts, feelings, and sensations, but not necessarily taking action, negative or positive, around them. There's plenty of research, as I said, around mindfulness, and I just wanted to share a couple pieces with you that might be interesting to you as an adult with young people in your life, whether you're an educator or a parent. We do have some research that shows that mindfulness, over time, the practice of mindfulness, can help support your emotional regulation skills. So, not necessarily just acting out in the moment to some feeling or sensation that you have, but learning to regulate those over time and to make better choices. Also, there's a lot of research that shows that mindfulness can help young people develop their attention. So, figure out how to direct their attention, sustain their attention in the moment, or shift it from something that may be distracting to something more on task. So it's a really great tool for helping kids learn to focus. And then there's some research also that shows that regular mindfulness practice can support the development of positive relationships with others, right? So you're not just secure in yourself and what's going on in your own mind, but you're also a bit more accepting of the others around you and connecting with them. So with Mind Yeti, we like to say that mindfulness can help kids to calm, to focus, and to connect. And if you explore our site at all, it's mindyeti.com, you'll see that all of our sessions are aligned around those three themes. So we have sessions that are designed to help kids calm, and these can be really helpful to use in moments of transition, going from, say, coming back from lunch and getting back into the classroom and it's time now to learn. A calm session would be really good for that. Or say at home right before bed, you've got a kiddo who's all jazzed up and ready to go, but you really need him to bring it down a notch. The calm session can be great for that as well. We have sessions that are around focus. So, we're about to learn something really tough in class. We're going to do a focus session just to get our minds ready for this deep into attention focus time that I need you to spend. And then our connect sessions, which are also designed to sort of develop empathy, kindness, and gratitude towards others. In terms of the relationship between mindfulness and character building, there's a lot of really great ways to think about how to use a tool like Mind Yeti and mindfulness within your character day programming. Those calm sessions that I talked to you about, those are really designed, as I said, to help kids calm down, not act impulsively or antisocially. It's supporting character traits of respect and self-control that we really want the young people in our lives to start to develop. Our focus sessions are supporting the character trait of perseverance. So we're helping young people bring attention and awareness to notice the feelings, the thoughts, and the sensations that they're having. This is the first component of having empathy and compassion for others, is to notice what you're thinking and feeling and realize that others, hey, maybe other people are thinking and feeling as well. And then thirdly, our connect sessions might seem like the most obvious choice to support character traits, like I said, kindness, empathy, gratitude, and we feel that practicing these on Character Day, but then also throughout the year, can help to support these character traits, as well as just fairness and a sense of classroom culture, or if you're using it at home, the sense that we're the type of family that practices kindness and gratitude. So a home life sort of culture that you want to set around that. What's really, really easy to get started with mindfulness, and Mind Yeti is making it even easier than ever. There's lots of ways to approach mindfulness, and you can, of course, take it as far as you want to. But with Mind Yeti, we've tried to create some very basic experiences that young people can share with, that adults can share with the young people in their lives. You've heard me say sessions several times. All of the mindfulness content that we have on mindyeti.com is our audio sessions. So, you can pull one up on your phone and listen to it on the drive home. You can pull it up on your laptop and play it, as I said, in the classroom, from transitioning from gym back to learning. They each last between 3 to 5 minutes, and they all have a different focus point to them. So if you're interested in using mindfulness in your classroom or with your own kids, I would suggest going to mindyeti.com. You'll have to create an account. It's a very quick sign-up process. And once you do, you'll have access to all 12 sessions free. And we recommend to get started that adults just maybe listen to a few on your own to get a feeling for what they're like. And then, play one with young people. And we find it's most effective if, as the young people are working through the session, if you're also doing it along with them and modeling for them sort of what it looks like when someone is practicing mindfulness, right? So you yourself sitting up and getting into we call it your Yeti body in the sessions, you'll hear that, but closing your eyes, focusing on the breath, your modeling goes a long way to teach young people how to do it, in addition to the audio that they'll be hearing. So that's it. You just go to the site, log in to create an account, access the sessions, and use as many of them as you like. They're free to use now and will be throughout the year. If you're interested in learning more about mindfulness, or really upping the ante on talking about mindfulness on Character Day or beyond, we do have a blog on the site that you can check out, and there's a gratitude activity there now actually that you could use on Character Day or whenever you like. And you can also follow us on Twitter. Our handle is @GoMindYeti, or find us on Facebook, and that way you can keep up to date on new sessions as they become available, new activities, and just tips and tricks for making mindfulness part of your Character Day and beyond. So that's all I have right now, Mackenzie. If there are questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Melissa. It sounds like an amazing, amazing resource, and I'm hoping a lot of people out there take advantage of that. And I know, we'd love to bring some of those resources into our education hub as well, and share that out with our audience too. So right now we're going to be taking some questions. I do apologize that I forgot to mention this in the beginning of the presentation, but there's a little blue button on the bottom left-hand side, and if you have any questions, please do fill that out for either myself or Melissa, and we'd be more than happy to answer those as we wrap up here. As we're waiting for one or two of those questions, Melissa, I'd love to chat with you and just, do you have any idea of how people can use Mind Yeti for the actual Character Day, kind of bringing that into, their daily practice on September 22nd?
Yeah, I think we've been sort of toying around with this on our team and thinking about it a bit. There's some different approaches to using a mindfulness tool. There's this sort of long-term practice of mindfulness, which all the research shows has benefits, right? So ideally, if you wanted to do a mindfulness activity on Character Day, it wouldn't be the first time you've ever tried it with kids, but that's also a way you could go as well, test drive it that day. But I would definitely recommend maybe in the days leading up to Character Day, maybe doing one or two of the calm sessions, just so kids are familiar with the just sort of like what I do when it's time to do mindfulness. So like what I do with my body, what do I do with my mind, what I do with my breath. And I think you could probably do that in 1 or 2 days. And then on the day of, I would definitely recommend choosing one of our Connect sessions and using that as the centerpiece of, a short mini lesson that you're going to teach on that day around kindness, gratitude, friendship, one of those key character traits that you're hoping to double click on or teach that day. Play the session and then just sort of facilitate a little debrief. It can be a nice way to get at the topic that you're teaching in a slightly different way.
Awesome. That sounds really great, and a really amazing extra activity for people to be doing on Character Day. So that's great. Elena, we have any other questions? All right. All right. Well, thank you, everyone, for joining us today. It was a great session. Thank you so much, Melissa. It was wonderful meeting you, and so happy that we've partnered with Committee for Children. You guys are so amazing with the work that you're doing, and really excited to have you all on board. And just as a reminder, if you haven't signed up for Character Day yet for September 22nd, just go to characterday.org, and again, it takes 2 minutes, and give me a shout if you have any questions. Thanks, everyone. Have a great rest of your week.